On the morning of October 3rd, 2025, as the sun rose over the United States, the nation found itself in the middle of turmoil. The halls of Congress in Washington were strangely quiet, the corridors almost empty. The federal government had shut down. Lawmakers, unable to reach an agreement on the budget, had effectively locked the machinery of the state and left millions of Americans facing uncertainty. Some federal workers stayed home, placed on unpaid leave. Others still reported to work, not knowing when or even if they would receive their paychecks. The Postal Service was still delivering letters, Social Security payments were still being deposited, but programs like WIC, the Vital Food Aid Program for women, infants, and children, were quickly running out of funds. Families on the edge of poverty wondered how long they could manage. President Donald Trump didn't see this shutdown only as a crisis, it was also a bargaining chip. Reports swirled that he might use the moment to pressure Democratic-led states, cutting off funding to institutions and projects he disfavored. Universities, too, were whispered to be under new pressure: accept conservative values or risk losing federal support. Meanwhile, the economy held its breath. Normally, investors looked to weekly jobless claims and monthly inflation numbers for guidance, but the shutdown meant these reports could be delayed or missing altogether. Without clear signals, the Federal Reserve, having just cut interest rates weeks before, now faced the challenge of steering policy almost blindfolded. The health system too grew uneasy. Medicare and Medicaid were still running, but new applications and regulatory updates were suspended. With Medicare's open enrollment period set to begin on October 15th, millions of older Americans felt their anxiety deepen. In short, on this day, the United States was enveloped in a fog of uncertainty. Ordinary people now lived with the daily question: which services are still open, which doors are shut, from family kitchens to university lecture halls, from courthouse benches to hospital wards. The impact of the shutdown was everywhere. America was reminded once again that whether the crisis was climate change, the economy, healthcare, or justice, its greatest vulnerability lay in political deadlock. And history perhaps would remember this day as one of those moments when politics took the nation hostage.